Good afternoon, and how are you? For you, my intelligent subscribers, my loyal, unbiased subscribers, I am making a plea to you, to your intelligent and sound mind. Does this make sense to you? The gay lobbyist Peter Tatchell, amongst other gay radicals and LGBT, Illuminati, if you would call them, they are advocating mass compensation, if you like, reparation, equivalent to reparation. They are asking the government, the British government, for massive compensation for over 120,000 homosexual men. Their logic, they argue, is that during the time when the laws were legal at the time, the sodomy should not be practiced, but because now it's legal for sodomy to be practiced, then they want compensation for something that was legal at the time. It wasn't illegal, it was legal. And the argument is that many homosexuals, as a result of being married to women, living deceptive lives, should be compensated, and those who were in prison. So if you're living a criminal, deceptive life, meaning you are married to a woman and she doesn't know you're gay, it means you are raping that woman. In accordance with modern law, if you're having sex with a woman out of deception, you are raping that woman. I'm asking the women, please come forward and send the charges, bring charges against these homosexual men who have been having sex with you on false pretenses, knowing the homosexual. That is rape. That is rape. What is Peter Tatchell going to say about that? My intelligent subscribers, where do we draw the line in this compensation culture? Should women, white women, now plead compensation? After all, in the olden days, women were seen as property, women were seen as chattel, women were seen to not have any value. Should women seek compensation? According to feminist theology, according to hardcore feminists, according to lesbians, women are suffering from post-traumatic stress as a result of the brutality of the white male heterosexual institutional engineered marriage. In other words, marriage is made for white males, heterosexuals, and women have been oppressed and exploited in this system for the benefit of white males. So therefore, saying that, do white women, feminists, have an argument that they too can go for compensation? You begin to realize this can open up a can of worms. Whether this is historically true or not, the Irish famine, the Irish claim the English left them during their time of need. And as a result, I think it was 1 million Irish people died as a result of this famine, this pestilence. And they died of starvation. Now, if I don't put my fan on, I'm going to die of heat exhausted. Please give me 2 seconds. Do excuse me, it's really hot today. I'll put it on. So they died of starvation. 1 million Irish people, hard laborers, died in the heat, like I'm dying in the heat of starvation. They claim the English let them down. Can the Irish now plead and put a case for compensation? In my video, which I'm still putting together, white people versus black people on trial, the biggest trial of the century. I'm still pulling it together. I want it tight as possible, so you don't want to miss out. Black people prosecuting white people for compensation for what they claim is post-traumatic slavery. Everybody's on the bandwagon. Everybody wants compensation. Everybody. They're claiming they're victims. Disabled people were seen as freaks. The circus shows used to abuse disabled people. Many mentally ill people were put into mental hospitals and experimented on. Should they get compensation? Even though those people are dead, who's going to benefit from these proceeds? Many homosexual men who were put into prison because of their homosexual sodomy, they died. Who's to get this compensation? You begin to realize something does not add up. If the gays are going to get this compensation, then white women should also get compensation. The Africans or the people from African heritage should get compensation. Where do you draw the line? You begin to realize that we are living in a greedy and avaricious world where people pretend to be suffering. Look, black people kill black people. Black people slaughter black people. 85% of crimes done against black people are not slave owners, are not the police, they're done by black people. 85% of crimes done against black men are done by other black men. Did you know that the hatred that exists in the gay world, 80% of black men, black gay men, have experienced hate from homosexuals and lesbians? Should these gay black men get compensation as a result of this post-traumatic experience from these lesbians and these homosexuals? Hitler's Nazi party were filled with homosexuals. Should the gypsies get compensation from gay people? Where do you draw the line? One man's post-traumatic is another man's luxury. I think people should forget all these compensation claims. It's all avaricious. It's greedy. Nothing more than desperation in which to promote a cause that really have no relevance in this modern times, whether feminism, whether race, whether LGBT, whatever, whether disabled. Nobody has an excuse to pretend they're victims. Although racism is serious and terrible, the biggest cause of black destruction is black people themselves, and that's the reason why we have no right in which to push the LGBT when LGBT run the world. We have no right in which to push the white feminist movement when white lesbians run the world. We have no right to push the black race card when black people are the biggest killers of themselves. We're a nation of hypocrites who are seeking nothing more than to grasp our avaricious hands with compensation, claiming we're in pain, claiming we're post-traumatic nothing. You know what worries me? What worries me is that the gays, the lesbians will get compensation. That's what worries me. The gays and lesbians, they're so powerful. They're lobbying behind them to turn on the lighthouse, the White House, with rainbow colors, the rainbow flag. To turn on the White House is the biggest thing ever happened in the White House history. Not the freedom of the slaves, not the birth of the civil rights, not black people being able to vote, but two dicks getting married, two dicks, two cocks, two sausages, and the whole nation thought it was worthy of a mass celebration. The whole world, the days of Noah, and the whole world celebrated and danced around the ark. To be honest with you, whether you're black, whether you're an LGBT, whether you're a white feminist. We claim we're post-traumatic purely because we're politically lobbying our agenda in which to disturb the flow and the harmony of society. A lot of these movements are run by mentally ill people. A lot of these movements are run by mentally ill people. And these handful of mentally ill people have the power to really turn the world on the spin, ripping it to pieces until nothing makes sense at all. If we give the gays the compensation, where do you draw the line? Should black people get compensation? After all, if truth be known, the gays have been through nothing compared to black people. The gays have been through nothing compared to white women, compared to black women. So if gays get compensation, gays who are racist towards black people, 80% of black gays says they experience the horror of racism in the gay and lesbian community. And I don't mean, I don't want to date you. I don't mean that. They call them names, racial names. Look, I study music. You know, you can see my music things around me. I used to move on the gay scene because one of my best friends was a lesbian. And I tell you something now, to this very day, I never knew what she meant. White woman, white lesbian, white woman, my best friend. And she says, do you know something? I'm worried the gay world won't accept you. And do you know, it's only probably 3 years ago, if that, 2 years ago, I realized what she meant. The gay and lesbian world, if they can't fuck you, they're racist. Racist as hell. And yet they want compensation. Oh, we're victims. Oh, help us. It's all about love. Jesus died for me. Jesus died for me. They're a pack of haters. There's more hate in the LGBT world than there is in white heterosexual males. More hate in the LGBT and gay world full of racism, and it's accepted racism. They're allowed to get away with it. Nobody would dare challenge them. Just like you're scared of Muslims, you're petrified of Muslims, you're scared of gays too. You're scared of those in power. Why? They got the government behind them. And that's the reason why I say to you, I can promise you, the British government will pay money, compensation, reparation, whatever you want to call it. They'll pay it to the homosexuals and lesbians, but they'll do it in secret. You mark my words on this video. And I hope you white women, I hope you too will go for your compensation for what you went through in history. When you were seen as property, you were seen as chattel, you went through domestic violence and abuse, and men covered it up. Even gay men who were married to you, they raped you. Pretend they were straight and they raped you. So I hope you women, right, take these gay men to court. Get me to represent you. I studied law. Like, get me to represent you. Let's see how far you get, how powerful heterosexual white women are compared to gays. When a gay man was in a marriage with these women and they were really gay and they had sex with them, you were raping them. In the language of today's language, in the law of court, it is rape. You raped her by deception. When are you gay men? When are you going to pay compensation to all the women you lied to and pretend you were straight? When?
You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.